I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Talon, but this is it. This is the new Asperia Talon, which is the Taveran ship fighter version of the Prowler. Two variants, if you didn't know. You have the two versions of the Talon. You have the Talon normal and you have the Shrike. Now, the main difference that I understand is that the Talon standard has two gimbaled size 3 hardpoints and comes with two size 3 gimbaled weapons, but it does allow for size 4 fixed mounts. That's strong. People are wondering how strong that is. I think quite obviously you can just compare it to how the Prowler was prior to its nerf. Will it be the most powerful ship in the game? No. I don't think this particular Talon is that exceptional. The Talon is a fantastic ship, don't get me wrong. It's designed brilliant, and we'll get more into the design in a bit. But in terms of actual balance, I don't think the Talon standard is something to be worried about. It is agile, apparently, glass cannon-esque, and very fancy looking, very pretty. But it isn't scary to me anyway, because I'm used to flying against things like Buccaneers and Cutlasses. And Cutlasses probably have the same damage output as this ship does. So does probably a Super Hornet. In realistic terms, I think the only difference between this and an SM is the fact that this will probably be able to deal more damage to larger ships, which is scary, but because it's so weak apparently, I don't think it's going to stand up to much of a defense. On the other hand though, the Shrike, and if you're not familiar with the Shrike is the Talon variant that instead of having two size 4 hard points, it actually has two size 2 points with size 1 gimbals, which is still quite impressive, right? Two size 2 hard points is still pretty good for a light fighter. But instead, for some reason, it has 24 size 3 missiles. So I'm not sure how many of you knew this, but 24 size 3 missiles is more than almost any other medium-sized class vessel except for the Miss. The Freelancer Miss has 32. The Connie doesn't even have 24 size 3. It has 52 size 2s and 1s, which is a lot, but they barely work half the time. And the difference between size 3 and size 2 and 1 is significant in damage, very significant. In my personal experience with the Freelancer Miss, with half a payload, I've been able to kill Freelancers, obviously. I've been able to kill Hammerheads. I've been able to kill Caterpillars and Reclaimers, because those ships with their size 3s, they absorb a lot of damage at once. They do. So if you fire a torp at a Caterpillar, it doesn't always die. But if you constantly barrage them with size 3, 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 after about the 12th or 13th one, it's gone. And that's the main topic of interest and reason I'm making this video and talking to you guys on stream about it. I think this ship, the Talon Shrike, this one, is, I think it's overpowered. I want to know what you guys think, and during this recording, you've got plenty of time to ask me. I will answer any and all questions you fire at me. But I think this particular vehicle, the Shrike, is overpowered and will be nerfed pretty much immediately. 24 size 3 missiles is fucking bollocks. The Freelancer Miss and the Reliant Tanner are fantastic comparisons, Shafty. Yeah, the Freelancer Miss has 32 size 3. And the Reliant Tanner is a fantastically powerful ship too, with, again, size 1 and size 2 hard points. Familiar, isn't it? Size 2. I just talked about how this has size 2 hard points rather than size 4. I don't think size 2 is going to be much of an issue at all, considering that it's meant to be fighting against light fighters. It's a light fighter after all. So I think size 2 guns is going to do perfectly fine, and fixed on an agile ship like this is described to be, should be no problem at all for any willing pilot or would-be gunner. The main issue for this ship, for anyone fighting this ship, comes into the fact that all this has to do is engage you from, by the way, because it's size 3 missiles, upwards of 8 kilometers, because that's the average range for a size 3 missile, especially the Arrester 3 is my personal favorite. And then 8 kilometers away, destroy you. And then the issue that the Talon doesn't have in terms of balance is that the Talon does have just size 4 weapons. And I know from experience that size 4 weapons are not enough to break through the large size 3 shields of a Caterpillar or a Reclaimer. Definitely not enough to damage a Hammerhead or any other large Corvette style vessel, but size 3 missiles are, and I think that's ridiculous. I'm gonna say it again, it's OP, and it's stupid that a ship like this light fighter is somehow able to engage massive transport ships. It doesn't make any sense in the slightest. I don't get it. I don't get how anyone at the design team at SIG, no offense to you guys out there probably watching, but I don't know how any of you could let this get past design. This beats an Eclipse, yeah, hands down. These will be stealthy as well though, right? Yep. So yeah, exactly like I was saying. We're actually going to go check out the brochure now, because apart from talking about the balance of the ship, as a self-described Zimp, or someone that supports alien races and their right to freedom and expression, and most importantly, the best weapons and ships out there, I do like the Talon. I've got them both. I got the Talon standard version and I got the Shrike. Separate as well, so I can upgrade them later on or mount them, because I don't really invest lots of new money into the game now. I usually recycle. Yeah, the standard Talon, and we'll have a look at it now. The standard Talon is, I think, relatively fair. It's not overpowered. I think it's well designed. It's well described as well. The way that it looks and the way that it seems to feel fits its purpose, I think, almost perfectly, with it being a light fighter, but also a Tavarian type of ship, and Tavarians are known for being aggressive and ruthless and very, very fast glass cannon. I think the 2 size 4s are a perfect and exciting idea for a light fighter. I maybe would have liked it if they restricted it to being fixed only size 4s, so you couldn't even gimbal if you wanted to. A ship like that with fixed only size 4s, I think that could have been a very interesting idea as well. But of course that option is still there even with the gimbal permission as well. So this is the Shrike version, and we can clearly see that because it has the missile payloads here and here. The guns, I believe, sit sort of under the engines. Yeah, there's one there and there's one there. And these look like the current ballistic cannons we have now for size 4 and 5. So I wonder if they're going to release size 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 ballistic cannons. We already have 1, 2, and 3 ballistic cannon variants. That would be interesting to see. It looks like it has the same headlights as well. This is a weird note to make, I know, but the headlights on the Prowler are very unique, actually, if you look at them comparatively to other ships. Even the Mole. The Mole has some of the worst headlights in the game, considering what it's supposed to do. The Prowler is ridiculously bright for a stealth ship. It's almost like having a concert just on your forehead. One of the cool things, and this is actually, I'll bring this up. I'll actually bring this across because I want to talk to you guys about this. I want to know what your opinion is on this specific design part of the ship. This is an extremely unique aspect of the Tavarian Talon, and that is the ejecting cockpit. Now, I know that they've talked about this being a thing in lots of other ships, or just separate, like from the Caterpillar as well. It has the separating control module. I don't know whether this is going to launch with this eject feature or not, because relatively, I think to me, it makes sense that rather what they could be doing is, instead of having this as some sort of couple and decouple thing, is having it more of a, this is actually your seat being ejected. And right now they already do eject seats. When you use the eject key on your keyboard or on whatever you use to eject, the actual seat that you're sat in is what launches you up, and you come with that seat. I'm wondering if when you click the eject button in this Talon, whether it's the same process where rather than your seat being separated from the ship and going up, it's actually the entire front separating and launching forward. I'm into the ejectable cockpit. Totally unnecessary, but great. I think we will get the same patch as the whole sea and parasite docking. See, that's the thing. So I don't think they're the same thing. I think they're very different. I don't think this is a docking. That's the word. Sorry, not decoupling. I don't think that this is a docking methodology. I think this is just like the ejector seat, and it will just separate by itself. So Hi-Fi made the comment that SIG should give the alien ships only special technology, but not extreme weapon loadouts. And there is a mention actually in the brochure of alien technology, a new type of countermeasure which is unique to this Talon ship. The way it's been described is almost as a countermeasure to cross-section missiles, delivering a confusion-based, something that just disrupts and confuses the radar targeting system of an enemy ship, quote unquote, giving the illusion of fighting ghosts. This is advanced alien tech that hasn't been seen on any other ship before. It's another reason why alien ships are better. Come at me about it, I don't care. You can fight me down below, I'm just gonna win. But I think that is a good point to make, that a lot of alien ships do have the alien tax already. We know this. Alien ships are notoriously more expensive. And with the alien tax usually comes a bit of unfair favorability from the designers, I think, to give these ships unique and exciting advanced weaponry. For example, we had, like I said, the singes on the Bound Defender, which have recently in the patch 3.10 caused a bit of a stir. I don't think they're imbalanced at all. It makes perfect sense to me, but I can understand why some people might be offended by them. And I think Hi-Fire might have a good point, that maybe restricting weapons to a more basic class standard and just using the idea of alien technology as a defensive tactical method could actually be a more balanced way of doing things. Obviously, if you guys have differing opinions, please let me know. Otherwise, I don't know how much more there is to talk about the Talon. I just wanted to make this video and obviously do it live on stream to get people's opinions. My opinion when I talk about ships like this, I don't just talk about ships because they're new. I'm not a Star Citizen news channel. A lot of people know when things come out in Star Citizen, because most people that watch Star Citizen content actually keep to date with Star Citizen content more than probably I do. But what I think I do bring to conversations like this and discussions is my opinion and ideas that people might not think of. I mean, when it came to the Odin, for example, a ship that I'm still waiting for SIG to announce as possible reality, because I love the idea of that ship, I hypothesized the suggestion that it could be something very, very unique and not just another gunship. If you want to see that video, it is on the channel and you can check it out. But the Odin and ships like this, the Talon, are very clearly being designed in unique ways. This Talon the Talon standard is very obviously standard. We understand what it is. Guns, we're very familiar with it. But this Shrike with its overpowered 24 size 3 missile payload is out of nowhere and completely against the current design methodology that they're using for lots of other human ships. And obviously the RSI Odin, not that this is a video about it, but the RSI Odin is a human ship, but it has to be unique enough to stand out against things like the Hammerhead and other just large military vessels like the Miss. So I think it will have something really unique coming to it. And I think this Talon Shrike shows their intention for making more unique and exciting vehicles on the get-go, hopefully for flyable release. I think that the Talon is something that we'll probably see at CitizenCon, which is probably going to be live streamed this year, and something that will be released either for the Christmas holidays or on the new patch 3.12, probably coming in January. I've been more enthusiastic about buying flight-ready sail ships. Well, this is an interesting question we can maybe add to the end of this video, as well as all the other questions raised previously. Prime said, what do you guys think in chat? What do you guys think in the comments down below the video? What are your thoughts about SIG's process of selling ships right now? Would you actually prefer to wait longer for ship releases and buy them flight ready? Do you think that they should put more effort into the older vehicles that aren't released yet? I know there are a lot of opinions out there that stress very adamantly that they should go back and work on ships that aren't currently out yet. And I also agree with people that say, really, for the health of the game and the health of the people who play it, maybe it is better to focus on creating new flight-ready ships. I think that's a question only you individually can answer, but if you want to let me know what your thoughts are, please do so. All right, I'm going to sign this video off here and get back to streaming. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for answering questions, chat. Hopefully this video wasn't too fast and confusing. I will see what it sounds like in the edit. It'll be fun, I can't wait. I'll catch you then. And again, if you want to actually catch me live, I should be live right now after you watch this video on Twitch.